Hey guys, welcome back. Chase here. I'm coming to you guys with a new game today, or I should say an old game that's been remade and balanced and things being added. This game is called You Can Saga. It is an offshoot or continuation of a game called Eludia and Asperetta, which were games from the early 2000s. This game is currently in open beta, which means there are updates quite often, sometimes daily, sometimes every few days, sometimes weekly, depends on what needs to be updated, but I can promise you that the dev team is working a lot on this game and adding content, maps, spells, gear, etc. I'm just going to highlight the key features of the game, give you some information on the game, and give you guys a link to come play. I know that Angels Online is failing and wars have become dull because it's just one league versus everyone. So this is a good game to replace that. This game is very similar in some aspects, but very different in other aspects. One of the ways that it's very different is this game is actively balanced. They have someone who does like ridiculously complicated math for the game to make sure all the spells are balanced compared to other classes. And yeah, there are currently 5 classes in the game. There's a Bard, which is what I am. I focus on debuffing enemies so that my DPS does more damage. And I also give small buffs like Cheer and Hero's Reprise to make sure my team stays alive and they can maintain doing damage. Then there is the Priest, which is the other support class. That is the healer. They focus on healing your team, keeping them alive and giving buffs to teammates, whereas this class has small buffs with a large amount of debuffs. Priest has a large amount of buffs, small amount of debuffs. The next class is a Mystic, which is the Mage. It's the AoE range class. They focus on training, and they're the best training class in the game because they can AoE. The other class is Knave, which is kind of like Assassin. You focus on critting a lot and doing a lot of single target damage. They excel at killing bosses and killing single mobs extremely fast. And Red, which is the community, he's a community manager and he also does the math behind the game, has made it so that if a Mystic takes 10 seconds to kill, this is just an example, not actual numbers, 10 seconds to kill 30 mobs, then at once, then a Knave might take 10 seconds to kill 28 mobs when you're single targeting mobs, etc. This might not; those aren't actual numbers. That's just an example. And then there's Swordsman, who is the tank of the game. You're a meat shield. Your job is to take hits and taunt things so that they're not hitting your DPS and healers and such. This game focuses on stat selling, which means once you hit max level, which is 50, it should take between 24 to 48 hours if you go hardcore. But if you're going slow and only a few hours a day, it's going to take longer than that. I did it in 48 hours, leveling probably about 9 hours a day, and then I went to sleep and did other things. Someone did it in 24 hours just doing nothing but leveling. So it's possible. And once you hit max level, every kill you get, let me go to a map that I can showcase that. Every kill you get you get the XP for still. And that experience goes into your banks. This is your HP, this is your MP, this is your banked experience. Every kill you get goes into your banked, and then you use that experience to buy stats. Let me get some mobs here. And you use that to buy stats, and also there are maps locked behind your experience sold. Everything in this game is about sold. Nothing in this game is pay to win. It's all about how much time you spend at the game, perfecting your character, min-maxing everything, what stats you buy. Each stat has unique effects on characters, but also each stat works for each character. So even if you're a Bard, you don't necessarily need dexterity, but dexterity does give you effects, like it increases the range of AoE, so how wide your AoE is, for instance, if you buy into dexterity and wisdom. As you saw, my XP goes up 4461951, and I killed something 4468, so I gained 6700 experience. And then once you hit enough experience sold, You can go to new maps. Some maps are locked behind, say, 100 mil, 800 mil experience, million experience sold, and it may sound like a lot, but in reality, if you're in a training spot training for a few hours, you're going to get 50 mil experience. That might not be the exact number, but you get the point. Training is a major part of the game. So once you get experience sold, you're going to come up. You're going to come to the town center, and you're going to walk straight up past the cows and past the sheep, and you're going to talk to Soulseer. Soulseer is going to give you options to buy HP, buy MP, and then buy individual stats. Individual stats have different effects on each character. HP and MP obviously help you sustain dealing damage or surviving. I'm sold a lot into Wisdom right now. So my MP regen is really good. As you can see, it's going up by a large chunk. That's so I can sustain giving debuffs to enemies. Yeah, maps are locked behind experience sold. I think the highest sold map, don't quote me on this, is 800 mil to 1 bill. This kind of game is currently in open beta. I will put the link in the description below. And as you can see, it's currently browser-based. As far as I am aware, this will be changing once the game gets out of beta. This just makes it easier for them to push updates. It will be a download update as far as more. That could change. It could stay in this. I'm not sure. I don't believe so. I believe the plan was always to make it a game that you download instead of being browser-based. But browser-based is just convenient for them to push updates. What else we got here? There's no pay-to-win in this game. Absolutely none. Everything you can buy is cosmetic-based, and you can purchase that stuff, and it's not expensive. Everything you do in this game is based on how long you spend on the game. How much time you spend training, what your efficiency is in training, min-maxing, what certain stats are better. So if you're a mage selling into strength, it's not going to be as useful as a mage selling into intelligence. And once you buy, they're called butterscotches. You can come talk to this guy. I don't have any, so I can't show that. But you can buy the cosmetic items. It looks like they have a moon shield here. I saw some celestial wings, which are angelic wings, basically. And I saw that people have the ability to dye their gear. That's what I've seen so far since I've been online. I had to take a break from the game. Work got really busy, so I haven't been able to play. Another one of the key features of this game is the title and surname features. Title being a label before the item name, surname being a label after. As you can see, this is called Hollow Melody Robe. This is called Hollow Melody Hat of Enlightenment. That means it has a surname. This surname is giving me increased intelligence and increased wisdom. If I had a title, let's see if I can find something with a title. Do I have anything with a title? I do, yeah. So the titles are in the quality. The quality of gear is going to increase the amount of stats that gear gives. White is normal. White's common. So you have just the base stats plus the surname if you have one. And then the rare is a little bit more stats. It's a certain percent higher in stats. Gold. I had a gold piece, but I think I sold it. If you have a gold or orange looking name, that's the rarest you can get. Right below that is pink or purple, depending on how you see it. And then there's blue, and then there's green, then there's white. And that's good. This is epic. So it's going to increase the stats by a certain percent. And that's one of the really cool features in the game. So you can kill the boss 200 times and get 200 different pieces of gear with different stats, depending on the title and surname you drop for it. Very cool game. I hope to see you guys in it. As I said, Angels is dying very fast. It's not balanced. It's pay to win. This game is none of that. This game is actively balanced, actively updated, weekly, daily, every other day. So it's a very good game. If you guys want to come and play it, I'll put the link in the description below, and I hope to see you here.